This is a Suboptimal podcast. Check out our suboptimal content at suboptimal.co.
Soft relaunch of 2.5 Weebs, new name. Still the same people, me, ComfyGamer, with my other Weeb, Mr. CopperLion. Say hello.
Hello, everybody.
And our half a Weeb, Mr. Vengeance.
Hi, it me.
And we are here this week to talk about Fate Zero, which is one of the 8,000 different Fate series that you can watch.
Yeah.
And is one of my favorite series for no good reason.
No good reason, huh? Very, very high praise for it.
Very high praise. The story of Fate Zero is the fourth Holy Grail War, which is basically a giant. I can't think of the word.
War?
Battle Royale. That's what it is. So
oh man, like Fortnite?
Exactly like Fortnite.
Wow. Okay, so they use magic to build walls and stuff. Okay, sounds good.
So the concept of Fate is it's the Holy Grail War, which is a battle royale between 7 mages and servants that they summon. The servants are heroes from history or myths. So like in other versions, in other Fate series, you have like Hercules, you have Achilles, Jack the Ripper, stuff like that. This one is based, it takes place like 20 years ago. The big thing they say is like 10 years ago, but that's from like, this came out in like 2012. So It's closer to like 20 years ago. There's 7 different masters from all around with a bunch of different reasons for being there, which is one of the reasons I like it, is because there's a lot of politics that goes on. You have the 3 great mage families who are trying to get to the root of all magic by using an omnipotent wish-granting cup. And you also have people who are in it for their own glory, and you have people who are in it just because they have nowhere else to be. Which that's a pretty much a short explanation of it. Everybody has very different reasons for being in the war, which is one of the reasons I like it as well. What did you guys think of this show I made you watch?
Dale, let's have you go first.
Unopinionated. Like, I didn't really have many strong feelings of it. For those of you who don't know, we watch the first 3 episodes of a new anime each week.
Yes.
I watched the first 3, and at the very end of the 3rd episode, they're about to have this first battle of the series, and I quit watching. I was just like, I'm not invested into this.
Completely understandable.
It has a lot to do with the fact that I know that there's like 800 different series, and I just don't have that kind of time. So that had something to do with it. If this was like a shorter series or like just getting started, it might be different. I felt like it was very interesting. Also, how the hell did the fucking assassin guy end up with so many different people? That's cheating. Cheats.
He's a cheater. Cheats.
It is a cheat. Okay, I was just making a joke, but okay, dirty cheats.
That's not actually a cheat. That I forget who the assassin character is because it's actually really not relevant. But their legend was that they had it was an entire clan of assassins. Mm-hmm. So when he summoned one, he got all of the assassins. But then you also have your other great heroes, like you have King Arthur, who's a girl because anime.
Yeah.
It's a good reason. Yeah.
You have Gilgamesh, who is op because anime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if anybody else in this war was really important. Everybody else in the war was more of a minor
Minor
character.
character.
Mhm.
Yeah, like Lancer was an Irish folk legend, as all Lancers are for some reason. The what's his name? Castor was a French folk legend of some like horrifying monster that they decided, hey, that's a great idea. We're gonna make that our character. Assassin was, I think, a Japanese folk legend. Oh, Berserker was important, but it's actually relevant to the plot, so you can't like decide it. And then Rider was Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
Is that who that was?
Iskander the-
Yeah, though they don't.
his
they
name
don't-
was Iskander the Conqueror, but it's an
Yeah,
interpretation
that's
of
Alexander the Great for sure. It's
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I
it's
didn't know
weird
that.
why they didn't use his actual name.
It's funny too because later on in the series, his master is like at the library, like trying to read up on his servant, and he picks up a book about Alexander the Great. He's like, "Oh, this is a book about me." He's like, oh, "Piss off." That's pretty much how the conversation goes.
Yeah, it's like
Because they have a really good chemistry between the two of them. But I like all of the politics in it, especially later on when, because one of the gimmicks in it is that masters and servants can swap if a master is dead or a servant is dead, and that happens. And people, there's a lot of backstabbing, of course, because it's anime.
Who? What do you mean swapping?
So basically, when a master dies and their servant is still around, that servant can form a contract with a new master
Oh, okay. I see.
so that they can continue being in the war even though they are technically disqualified. And so that sort of thing happens, and lots of other fun shenanigans that the show forces. The reason I wanted to watch this one instead of Fate Stay Night, which is a better series, is because this takes place before it, and almost everything in it is called back in Fate Stay Night. Those are the only two that are even connected, which is hilarious.
yeah, usually these shows are for the Fate series. They're all separate series that take place basically the same event, but with different paths from the source material.
Yeah. So the whole concept of Fate is the Holy Grail War, but they do it in different ways. So there's the this is the Fuyuki Holy Grail War, which is specific to Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night. And then there's like all the other Fate series are just weird and different and not really relevant. So, and that's not a bad thing because all of the other ones, like those two are considered like core series, but all the other ones are just kind of fun to watch because they just take it and are like, what if we make it ridiculous in every way possible? Which I also enjoy. And I'm a huge fan of like history and mythology and stuff. So all of the weird servants and stuff appeals to me, just like the way that they interpret it. Especially with their noble phantasms, because like Hercules is in another one, and there was a 12 labors of Hercules. And so his noble phantasm was he can die 12 times because of those labors. Like stuff like that. Like just the way that they can pull it out with no reasoning. And I love it. Also, I love that it came from an erotic novel because you know me.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the source material of this, which is
it was that, and then they made light novels on it, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah, so I didn't get super into this show
Mhm.
based on the 3 episodes either. I've tried watching one of these shows before as well and could never get into the show either then. So I wasn't terribly surprised where I couldn't get into this one. But like this is something I could see people enjoying. Like
Yeah.
but not for me.
That's totally understandable.
Mhm.
Is the animation good? Yes. The voice work is good. Again, I watched them in Japanese, so I don't know if they're how good the voice work would be for, say,
the main character is voiced by Matt Mercer, so it's great.
Okay.
See, the thing I don't like about watching an anime with when it's subbed is if I look away, I miss things, and I like listening or watching with the English voiceover. So like if I look at my phone or anything, I don't miss things, because you get distracted sometimes. It's like, I got to rewind.
This brings up a fun conversation. I forget who it was. I think it was the guy who made Your Name. But when he was asked if he wanted his English viewers to watch the subbed version or the dubbed version, he said that whenever you watch a show, you should watch it voiced over in your native language, because that way you can pay attention to the animation.
Yeah.
Because that's like a big part of all the artwork that they do. And it's a level of respect to be able to watch it and like see it, because a lot of the fight scenes in the Fate series are really well done. A lot of Type Moon stuff is. But there's a lot of other things that happen in the background that you don't notice if you're like reading subtitles instead. Which is one of my favorite things when rewatching a show is seeing what I've missed.
Yeah.
And you can do that much better with a dub over than you can with subs. Like I watched Fate Zero originally with subs, and I watched Fate Stay Night as it released with subs. So I know what all of the voice acting for it is. I just prefer I just watch it dubbed now. Like Zero's isn't bad. There's a couple people who are a little weird, but you just kind of deal with it.
But nowhere near as like, say, Goku in English or in Japanese.
Goku in Japanese is a special kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And that's not because I hate Goku or I hate the subtitles. It's because Goku is voiced by an old Japanese woman.
Yeah. And sounds like a child still. It's really weird. It's
definitely interesting. I watched all of Dragon Ball Super, so I had to like get used to it, and now I'm used to it. But now when I hear him in English, I'm like, wow, he sounds like a man. And then when he's in Japanese, it's like, wow, he sounds like a 3-year-old child.
I forgot to mute alerts.
What?
I forgot to mute alerts. Oops.
It's fine.
Don't worry, I did the same thing.
Also, I'm sorry if you're hearing while we're breaking the fourth wall. My damn dog was being a shithead, so that's why
I totally saw your dog walking around in the background, and I was like, hell yes.
He really wanted me to throw his bone, like he always does, but I don't want to make noise because we're on the podcast, so I stole it, and I set it on my desk over here, and he's like, dude, what the fuck? Give me that back. So yeah, okay, that's what was going on. All right. Moving on.
All right. Yeah. But I think one of the problems with this series is it gets much more interesting later on.
Yeah.
Than it does. Because especially this particular one is a lot of setup.
And this isn't a short series either. Like this is a longer show.
This is a 26 episode series.
Yeah.
As is Fate Stay Night. Like they're both full sized. And the problem is like the second half of it is significantly better than the first half. But you can't really skip to that because you need all of the lead up to make it worth the payoff. But throwing all of it on at the same time doesn't do much for you.
Right.
Yeah, it's just too much of an investment for me to keep going.
Yeah, this
I totally get it.
Yeah,
a longer show, and as we discussed, longer shows are difficult to get into when you're just watching the first couple episodes.
Yeah,
and they're harder to recommend to people as well, just because they are a larger investment of time. So, especially since the new season of winter animes has just started, so there are a bunch of new shows that are starting, which are a newer, probably shorter as well. So it's kind of hard to recommend stuff. But I haven't checked out any of the new shows yet that have come out.
I have no idea what's out this season.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Me neither. But considering as how I'm the half a weeb, it's expected of me. Just so we know, everything's fine. I have little responsibility on this podcast. It's just showing up and being the guy that they deeply scar by making me watch weird shit.
Deeply. That's the key word here. I want everybody to recognize that.
Yeah, that's the point of this podcast. Is to make me go, what the fuck did you guys just make me watch this week? God
yes, which is why we really need to get him to watch an Ichi show at some point, just to watch Dale's head explode.
Oh my god, that's going to be a rough one for me too.
We've got to find a really bad one too, like a really egregious. Right. This is not cool type one.
All right, fuck me up.
For those who are only listening to this, Dale is there shaking his head.
Yeah, I'm prepared. I'm ready. Let me have it. Fuck me up, fam.
All right, he asked for it.
Yeah, he did.
No.
See?
What did I do? What did I do? Food Wars.
I mean, there's something. No, Food Wars.
Food Wars is a great show.
It's a great show. But they're on what, season 5? So
4?
It's 4 or 5, something like that. I think they're going into 5. It's getting a new season.
I think they're going into 4.
I don't know. I know one of the seasons was really short, so one of them came out like pretty much back to back. But Food Wars is a great show, but again, much longer because it has so many seasons now. It's not even what I would term the most egregious of the shows you could possibly find.
I mean, of course not. Listen,
there are worse ones for sure.
Red's always going to bring up Watch Boku no Pico.
Yes, yeah.
Which we'll never do, of course.
No,
that's the
straight
blacklist.
That's straight hentai and crosses the line into not okay territory given the ages of the characters.
Yeah. That's why we're not going to watch it.
Yeah, so that one's a no for anybody who's curious about that. That one's never going to happen. We don't apologize for that.
So, I assume I opened a can of worms by telling you to make me watch something weird, but instead, I have an alternate for you to recommend for us to watch something that isn't incredibly long, preferably on Netflix.
All right, have you heard about this show
that I
called
might
Naruto?
actually genuinely enjoy watching?
You said not long. Okay, something he might enjoy that's on Netflix. Yeah. Oh man, let's pull up Netflix.
Oh god. Let's see.
All right. I do definitely have Netflix up on my monitor.
Yeah, now the best thing is for Comfy to look for this for Netflix because as I'm in a different country, what I have on Netflix doesn't always match what you guys do, but I can always find it elsewhere.
I see.
I'm trying to just find anime that I can browse through. All right. Oh, hey, look. Berserk, the Golden Age Arc 2.
Oh, man, that's it. I'm going to watch it. Oh, fuck, Yu-Gi-Oh! Dude, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is on Netflix. Oh, my. Oh, my.
Incredible show.
7 Deadly Sins. I've heard a lot of people talk about this one. 3 seasons.
That's a good one, but it doesn't,
watched it, yeah.
It doesn't reach your qualification of short because there's multiple seasons.
Well, yeah.
And a movie.
Is it a movie or is it like a mid-season?
I think it's more of a movie because it doesn't really matter. You don't have to watch it because it takes place after everything else. So that's what it looks like.
You know what? You're right. I definitely didn't watch all of it after I think I watched 2 episodes and was like, this isn't relevant, and then stopped watching.
You know, I did eventually make my way through all of Full Metal. So, I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be super short.
Full Metal's a longer series too.
Yeah.
Yes.
It took me a few months, but I finally made my way through it. So
And once you really enjoy a show, it doesn't matter that it's a longer show.
right.
Yeah, exactly. I'm It's a lot of shows that I just never watch. So
I mean, I could
I'm
start
looking.
season 2 of Attack on Titan, but
You
meh.
could. I don't know why you would.
Season 2 of Attack on Titan is literally just lead up.
Is it really?
God, that
Wow.
sounds
It is.
awful.
That is exactly what it is. Because it's all mild spoilers for season 1 of Attack on Titan here.
Uh-huh.
The first season of Attack on Titan does a very good job of setting up that Eren's a Titan and they exist in the world and Titans are controlling a lot of society and we don't know exactly what that extent is, but it's not good. And then season 2 exists literally to expand on that. And the entirety of that season takes place over the course of, I want to say, 2 weeks. The first season takes place over 8 years, and then the second one takes place over 2 weeks.
Right.
That's weird.
Exactly. That's it's much shorter. It doesn't give a whole lot of background, but that's all it is just background and context. And then when that's done, season 3 is great. I thoroughly enjoy season 3. But problem being that you have to sit through 12 episodes of meh
Of meh,
to get
yeah.
there.
High Score Girl. Lumpy Shinobi is recommending High Score Girl. Let's...
One season video game love story. Oh, that's the one that's set in the 90s because they're playing older arcade games. That is a possible one.
I'm trying to find. I keep seeing Violet Evergarden, which everybody tells me is amazing.
From what I hear, it's super good and kind of super sad. So I don't know what the first 3 episodes are like. I've never watched the show, so that's one we haven't watched yet, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think Dale's seen it either. I'm pretty sure.
I've seen a bit of it.
Yeah, okay. I've seen none of it. Let me keep browsing here. When's season 2 of One Punch Man? Is that going to be on Netflix immediately, do we think? Probably not.
No, it's not. Netflix isn't making it.
I don't know. It depends on their distribution deal.
Netflix doesn't have the deal for it, though. So that's why I'm saying it's not going to be on Netflix immediately.
Gurren Lagann is only one season.
Gurren Lagann is 25 episodes.
27. I'm looking at that. We haven't done a mech anime yet either.
I will gladly watch Gurren Lagann again.
And yeah, we haven't done mecha. And Gurren Lagann does fall within that genre.
Gurren Lagann also goes pretty hard in the first 3 episodes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it is interesting.
What's the Soul Eater? I've heard
it
things
might
about
you.
Soul Eater.
Soul Eater is interesting.
Okay.
Little hard to describe. Basically, this girl and her partner who turns into a weapon. Their job is to go around killing witches, so they can harvest enough souls so that he can become a scythe for death, and she graduates to something else. And basically, the witches don't like being murdered, so they kind of, try to put up a stink about that.
I can't see why.
You know, they
No
don't.
big deal.
You don't think it's common, but it's actually surprisingly common, the amount of people that don't want to get murdered.
Do people
Yeah.
want to live their lives? Are you sure?
Not often, but it does
Okay.
happen.
Okay. All right. Who knew?
I know it's strange, but it's a good show. It is longer, from what I remember. There are a good amount of episodes in the show.
Yeah. Wait. Well, there wasn't that many. Soul Eater was only like 13.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not too bad.
Well, I thought Soul Eater had 2 seasons, didn't it?
I thought it did.
Maybe the second one's not on Netflix. That's possible.
That's possible. I've been noticing recently with some shows I've been trying to watch on Netflix where they'll have like season 2 or 3 and not like the preceding seasons, which is kind of annoying.
Oh man, you say it only has 1 season, but I'm seeing 4 parts here.
Okay.
Each of them being 12 episodes for Soul Eater.
There's Sword Guy.
Sword Guy?
Yeah.
But
SWORDGA.
we're on High School Host Club.
Wait, what is it?
Ice Coast Club.
I'm scared.
You know what that is, right, Copper?
Yes, I do. Host Club is a great show.
I've never watched it, but somebody actually told me recently I should watch it, and I'm like,
It is a genre we haven't really explored a lot of.
What is
'cause
it?
It is a show that's more
Host
aimed
Girl?
at. I wouldn't say guys. It's more of a show that's aimed at girls, but it's a romantic comedy, is what it is.
it's something.
Yeah, we've watched a romance show already,
Mhm.
but that's only one example of that type of thing, and that one's still aimed at more of middle of the road, so it's more of aimed at everybody. Host Club, you can tell by the animation alone, it's going with a style that usually is geared towards girls in Japan. So it's a little different than our standard fare that we've looked at,
Mhm.
but it's also a good show.
It is a meme show. That's for sure.
Okay.
It is. It would be an interesting show to have as our show.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, Gunslinger Girl. I bet that's cool. Oh my god, she's got a
There's
P90
so many-
in the typical schoolgirl outfit. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, Kill
That's-
a Kill.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've never
man.
watched that one. The one you just mentioned there, the
Gunslinger Girl. Oh,
Girl,
it
yeah.
looks. It looks something.
it looks something.
It looks something. Oh man. Came out in 2003. Oh my god. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really have too strong of like desire for some in particular one. Haven't we've mentioned Kill a Kill before too. Didn't you guys talk about how that one was like a it was a jokey one?
Yeah,
Like it was
Yeah.
funny.
It does not take itself seriously.
That is true.
I'll tell you that much.
Oh my god. Okay, I did a Google image search on the show.
Yeah. So there is a bit of skin in that show.
A bit.
Just
Oh
just
my
do something.
god.
Sure.
Just a bit.
Just
huh?
a little bit. Just a little
Just
bit.
a little bit. Oh my goodness. I think you mean there's a
little.
bit of clothing in that.
No, we don't allow that much clothing.
Oh my goodness. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll know a zero. I think we talked about that one before.
We have, yeah. That was one of the options we were
mentioned
looking
it.
at for
At least.
a mech show, yeah.
Yeah. I'll go for Gurren Lagann.
We can do Gurren Lagann. It's one of those
okay, sure.
more classic animes because it's a little older.
It is. It's made by Trigger.
Yeah, which means it's a little weird. It's
got
got some interesting bits to it.
Okay.
Because it's a Trigger one.
Yeah, but that's how Trigger works. Also, it's funny that we're watching up to 3 because the 4th episode is the worst episode in that show.
Yeah, we do get to skip a bad episode.
Or we stop right before it because the backstory is they brought in a guest director for the show for the 4th episode, and if you look up like some of the face animations in that episode, they are so just horrendously bad. Like it's just not good, and there's not an excuse for it. And they know that. Like they know exactly what it is. So but it's a mech show in the sense that there's mechs in it, but it also makes fun of every mech show that's like, we need to transform our mech to become slightly more powerful.
I love that. That sounds awesome, actually.
Oh, you like that? You're gonna love this show.
That's why I loved One Punch Man so much. Like, it just made fun of itself the whole fucking time. Like, okay, we realize this is stupid, but we're gonna do it anyway. And they presented it in a way.
It is intentionally stupid.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan. All right, we'll watch Gurren Lagann then.
All right, that'll be interesting.
It'll be a fun time for sure.
Sounds good. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do next week. Gurren Lagann sounds good. So what have you guys been doing all week? Comfy, what have you been playing? Actually, it's been 2 weeks. We missed last week's.
Yes, we missed last
Comfy,
week's.
what have you been? What have you been?
Well,
streaming?
I watched the one episode of Slime that came out because they skipped last week, which made me very sad.
Yeah, I was not super happy about that myself.
Only one episode of Slime is allowed per episode of 2.5 Weebs. So, and then
I will watch that at some point. It sounds funny.
It's very cute.
It's a very good show.
I've been streaming a lot of Persona. I picked up Persona 5 after the holidays, and I'm currently 15 hours into it, and I love it. I am all about it. I can't not play it right now. It's great. But that's my night stream. So I'll do something weird during the day. Like I've generally been starting my days playing Magic because it's
Magic's fun. I need to do more of that actually.
Mm-hmm. I'm not even really progressing. I'm not getting decks or anything, but I am just doing Magic. And it's
Did you ever get your Smash Brothers controller back from Red?
I did. I have it in my hands right here.
Cool.
I was actually live on Red stream for a solid 30 seconds because on New Year's Eve, I went over to his house before I went to the house that we were having a party at. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, I need my Smash controller. He's like, cool, you have to come say hi to the stream. So nice. I walked in, said hi to the stream, said, damn, you guys are playing Monster Hunter without me. How dare you? And then they left me.
Then they left you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes you gotta get left.
And sometimes things just go right.
I haven't been playing too much stuff lately. I've actually been trying to get stuff finished for work-wise.
Mm-hmm.
I got one job finished yesterday and gearing up to finish a second job tomorrow. And then hopefully get Drake stuff and another client stuff done within the next couple of weeks before I start taking commissions again around on the 14th. So that would be kind of nice to get done. Game wise, though, I've been playing a lot of digital board games because they're easy.
I
Yeah.
saw you playing some Dungeons and Dragons game earlier in Discord. I guess said you were playing.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm actually still playing that. It's a Dungeons and Dragons themed game. It's called Lords of
Okay.
Waterdeep.
Uh-huh.
It's a very interesting board game. It's a worker placement board game.
Okay.
You might not know what those are. I don't know how up on board games you are or not. It's a fun game though.
Neat.
Let's see here.
And for those of you who don't know, Copper
CopperLion.
is a words are hard. I butchered so many words today. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Copper is a very good graphics designer. So for work, he works for himself, designing all of the beautiful arts. I also assume he draws a lot of anime boobs.
I actually don't.
I don't believe you.
I don't have a lot of time to draw. That's one of the things I keep running into. That makes me a little sad.
Not enough time to draw boobs. Life must be so hard for you.
It's not enough time to draw a period, really, is the problem.
Understandable.
Okay.
Ah,
I'm going to toss it out.
But yeah, no, Magic's a lot of fun. Oh, don't rile up
It
the
is.
dogs.
Did you get a chance to play the Popper they had up, which isn't up anymore?
No, you're Copper. We just covered that.
No, Popper. Popper. It's a format of
he's
Magic.
memeing on you.
Damn. So we're just going to assume he pronounced something wrong.
I played on Red's account. I didn't play it on my own, so I didn't get the super cool elf cards. Oh my god, those full paint elf cards. I have like a fetish for like the full painted cards.
There are a few of those now.
They look really good. But I didn't get those because I like just didn't make a deck for it. That was like Red had a deck, so I played it and tried it. I was like, this is fun. And then I went to go do it at home, and I just didn't make a deck for it because I didn't want to deal with it. Because I'm really bad at deck building.
The deck I went with was 3 different red cards, where I played 3 of 2 and 4 of another one. That allowed me to give all my guys trample, make it so my opponent couldn't block, as well as deal 1 damage to his creatures, or give my guys first strike. And then played 20 lands, and then every other card in my deck was the 2/1 rat that gets +1/+0 for every other rat of that type you have, and you can play any number in your deck, and that was my whole deck.
That is that sounds insanely stupid because you have a million rats that are all like 8, like whatever. I don't know what their health is.
They're usually like 5/1s, and I'd have like
5 ones
a bunch of them out and just swing. It's like, play 1 red card, you can't block. I draw a card, swing, and they die. It's like,
that's ridiculous. I love it. It's super funny.
My opponents did not love that deck. I can guarantee you that. They were not happy with that deck.
I don't know anything about Magic decks. I've been playing it a tiny bit. I haven't actually built a deck yet. I've just been using pretty much what they give me.
I'm not great at deck building. Like, I know what kind of decks I like. I know how to play them, but I'm not great at building decks. Like, I can't see the matrix code and be like, all right, I need exactly one of these. Like, I've been editing my deck, which is probably like the first step to learning how to do it better. Because like I had a relatively built Is It Drake's deck that I had already modified slightly because I wanted to I'd already modified it because I wanted to have the ability to play Crackling Drakes instead of Enigma Drakes.
Right.
And it based it on Enigma Drakes because they were launch. Like, you get them for free.
Right.
But I had enough cards that I could be like, haha, I don't have to deal with this. And suddenly I was able to start playing my own deck that I wanted to, and it was a lot more fun. And now I also have like removal in it because the base deck doesn't have removal, which made me want to die. I have like 2 Sinister Sabotagers in my hand right now, which aren't in the deck at all. Oh, hell yes. But I've been really enjoying like starting my streams with Magic and like hanging out and just doing
It's a
whatever.
good game for that.
It's good because you can just kind of hang out, you can play some music, you can just very absent-mindedly do it. Like last night, I absolutely just like after I got home, before I started streaming, I wanted to take a break and just sit down for a little while. So I just played some Magic, watched some Netflix. It was a good time.
You know what? I will fire that game up. That and like or Hearthstone. Like when I'm hanging out with other people, you know, I'm hanging out in your guys' or Red Stream or Fish or anybody. I'll fire up a card game. While I'm hanging out.
It's a great thing to hang up because it like hang out and do because it's easy to play. You can well, not so much with Magic. You can't leave it too long because it does have a timer system on it.
Right.
But it doesn't require a super amount of paying attention.
You don't have
Hearthstone
to.
Giggles. I'm bad at Hearthstone.
If I'm playing Destiny PvP, I'm actively paying attention to everything going on in the game.
Yeah.
Right.
If I'm playing Magic, I'm kind of like on my phone or talking to chat or something else. Because it's not completely necessary for me to pay attention at all points in time.
Yeah.
Something actually I've noticed, so Hearthstone has this, but Magic doesn't, is it has like a timeline of things that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the left side of the screen in Hearthstone, like if somebody casts a spell, it shows that spell was cast, what they cast it on, what it did. And Magic doesn't have that, and I feel like they should really put that into the game. Because it's kind of a super complicated game.
Just a little bit.
And having the ability to see what's going on is kind of super helpful.
Oh yeah, I really enjoy that about Hearthstone. Like I don't know, I keep going back and forth between those two different card games. Like they're both fun. I think Hearthstone's a little easier. It's more casual.
It is definitely easier.
Yeah.
Well, it's also Hearthstone is more consistent, dare I say. Decks are smaller. You can only have 2 instead of 4 of a card in it. You can only have 1 of legendaries instead of you can only play 1 legendary. But the thing that's consistent about Hearthstone is you get mana every single turn.
Yes. Yeah.
There's never a turn that you don't get mana.
I'll have to do some more Hearthstone streams. Yeah.
They also have some really fun, because mana is consistent, they have some really fun mana mechanics. Like there's Overload, where you can play a card that costs like 3 mana, but you can't use like X amount of mana on your next turn. So it's essentially costing 5. But over the course of 2 turns, like they can do that. Magic really can't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they can, but it's just like it's a different system for it, and it becomes, because they have so many systems in their game, that becomes really unbalanced if they do anything. Like, not that Hearthstone is balanced at all right now, because it's really not.
That's the problem with card games like Magic, like Hearthstone, is that eventually they become kind of unbalanced. Just
That's
because
when they're at their most fun, though. I mean, like,
that's what happens, right?
they released what is it? They released the Phoenixes. God. Arclight Phoenixes. And that Arclight Phoenixes essentially broke Magic for a little while. Because
A little bit, yeah.
you're given this card that if you cast 3 spells, you just get it back. Like
anything that's free tends to break the game.
I'm absolutely running 3 of them in my deck right now. But like they're definitely broken because I can summon them on turn 3 when they're a 4 cost. Like you can do some mean stuff with it. That
You know
and
what
just
I've really-
spellcasting ramp decks are fun.
I have
Go ahead.
really been enjoying the XCOM streams that I've been doing. I think I've done this for 3 weeks now, where every Sunday I just kind of fire up and attempt Iron Man runs. And this
Yeah,
week
I
just
saw that I died.
yeah. Oh, you
Yeah, he straight up murdered you.
No, John did. John did it. Okay, so last week I left off on a campaign that was in pretty solid position, but I wanted to make a character pool because you can do that in XCOM, where I made people from chat, I made my friends, like Comfy had a character, Comfy has a character. Comfy still has a character. The character's not gone, just in this current game. I also got Seal killed, which I feel bad about. Same game, same
Question,
mission, literally moments apart.
Did you design the characters or was it random?
I designed them.
Okay, I was wondering. I saw the picture and I was like, "Oh, I want to be the one with pink pants." But then I like looked. No. Then I looked closer, and the other one had white hair and blue and white crop top and cargo shorts, and I was like, "Pretty sure the one in the blue and the white with the white hair is me."
Yeah.
And the one that's bald with a beard is Drake. But that was like that's super cool that you can do that.
Yeah.
And you can
People,
it makes it much more interactive as well.
Oh yeah, people were really enjoying it.
Yeah,
I was really enjoying
it's a great
it
little
too.
asset for streaming, I'd say.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna keep doing that for at least a bit. I don't see a
So I
reason to not
did
do
have
it.
to get Dale to change my flag from the American flag to Canadian one.
I did. I changed it. I'm sorry.
Small
so
oversight.
Or I should say I'm sorry.
Stop. Cease this. Cease your resistance.
I'm just kidding, Copper. Good. Anyway. So yeah. Yeah, that's what I've been up to. Fortnite and probably
I hope
less
to be
Fortnite
playing
going
more
forward.
games. Tuesday we have the new Forge for Destiny coming out.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna be doing that.
We do.
And then on top of that, we should have access to the labs as well, more than likely.
So, Bungie actually addressed this because
They addressed what?
they admittedly put poor wording out. So Niobe Labs
Is an event. Yes.
It's an event to unlock the final Forge.
Yes. Now
That's
the
what it
interesting thing is that one of the achievements, though, is doing a certain run on the labs, which makes it seem like the lab event, like the unlock thing, might be something that comes back, or there's another way to activate it again.
Oh, so
Yeah,
this
we're
is
not
going
really
to be
sure
a
yet.
limited time event. Okay.
I wouldn't say it's limited.
It's not going to be limited, but
Yeah, it's
the
probably-
idea is
You're always allowed in. It's not a dungeon. For chat there
specifically
asking,
said it's not a dungeon.
they specifically did come out and say it's not a dungeon. It is an event. Now, whether it's run like the dungeon, like it's an event that pops up, kind of like the Whisper one pops up.
Or
technically
the
that's
heavy curse week.
Yeah, because technically that's an event, right?
Yeah.
So it might do that, which is fine. So people are trying to get ready to unlock that, just to make sure they've got all their boxes ticked. So collect all 3 keys for the exotic box because you might need that.
The 4th key is going to be in the 4th.
Yes. So that's why I said collect the other 3 first, because if you do get there, you can get that unlocked to move forward. It has been thought that the rare bounties that drop powerful gear that you get from doing the dailies from Ada, it looks like you do need one of those to finish that quest line out, at least a part of a step of it. So if you have one and you haven't turned it in, don't turn it in yet. Wait until that comes up because they are really rare and have a low drop chance. If you've got one, just complete it, leave it sitting in the inventory. I got lucky. I got the easy one to do, which is just run 6 forges. So that's just sitting in my inventory now, which is awesome.
I have never gotten a single one of those drops.
I've never done it either.
Yes, you have, Dale, because you did one with me. That was the one where you had to get all the art kills, all the solar kills, and all the void kills, 100%, and it gave you a powerful gear afterwards. That's
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
those.
All right.
They have a really low drop chance.
Look at you remembering things. What's that?
So if you get one, hold on to it until you're onto
Okay.
that step, because you will need it, especially if you're already at max level, because the powerful gear does nothing for you.
Right.
Let's see. The other thing
But it makes
people
me
have done
feel better about
in
myself.
case you might need it is grabbing the 3 emblems and activating the screen in the first forge,
Uh-huh.
just because it might be something that's part of something else within there. So there's little couple things you can just run around and grab right quick, get yourself ready for. And if you want to do forges, it's a good week this week to try to get a really good roll on the pulse rifle again.
Oh,
Because the pulse rifle is back up.
I hardly even checked
I
this
don't
week.
like the pulse rifle.
The only thing I did this
fun,
week
though.
in Destiny was I leveled up my warlock. Like my warlock is sitting at 6 something. I was very surprised how quickly I was able to level up my warlock. I went from 590 to 645 this week.
Yeah. Well, you can move your weapons
like
over,
catch-up
which helps a lot.
mechanics,
Right? And then they boosted the catch-up mechanic. So if you're below 600, you're going to get a lot more prime engrams drop, and they're going to be a bigger boost.
Yeah.
So that helps a lot. And then go through and do your milestones, and you'll be most of the way there.
Yep. Pretty easy.
I definitely got to 650 almost immediately.
I'm super curious to see what the last forge has for weapons. We haven't seen the scout yet, have we?
It's the scout is raid. I thought
so too. Do we have we don't have an SMG, do we?
We don't have an SMG.
Not an SMG.
The shotgun is from the raid.
Yeah, I got a really nice drop on mine.
The fusion is in the raid.
Okay.
I can tell you that because I have. All right, you ready for this? You ready for Comfy's drop rate of fusion rifles?
I think Comfy get a lot of these. I still have to do the raid too.
4 loot drops in the new raid.
Does that count to secret chest too?
That counts the secret chest.
Okay.
There's 3 powerful gear drops and the secret chest.
Yeah.
I have run the raid and gotten exactly 3 fusion rifles.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
In one game, I
have yet to actually finish that raid. We should try to knock that out sometime soon.
It's very fun.
Well. Yeah,
I've gotten to the boss fight. It's very fun. We just didn't get it done.
Now they might bring over some of the raid weapons to the last forge just to give people access to them who might not otherwise be able to do the raid.
So
they might.
This is something that's very interesting.
I kind of hope they don't personally.
I don't.
But it's something I could see Bungie doing.
No, so this one's fun. If you look at the triumphs, there's a lot of different triumphs for the blacksmith title.
Yeah, that's the other reason I need to do the raid is because there's a bunch of ones from the raid you need for the blacksmith title, and I want the blacksmith title.
For the blacksmith title, it has a couple of things you need to do. One of them being you need to do each of the forges and get 500 kills with that forge's exotic weapon.
Correct.
So
I still haven't gotten the bow.
The Gafanin Forge, you need to use the Lemonarch. Yep. The Izanami Forge,
the sniper.
You need to use the Izanagi's Burden. And
Boulder is the Jotun.
Boulder, you need to use the Jotun. But the fun thing is that 4th forge, you need to use the threat level.
Yeah, the shotgun.
Which is the shotgun. Which means what's very interesting. Like you're saying, like it might bring raid over.
Yeah, they might give you the shotgun as the weapon to first unlock that forge.
Got a really great drop on mine. I got trench barrel with grave robber.
Yeah,
it's hot.
Yeah, you got the masterwork, didn't you?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
That's the curated rule. When I was watching the raid run, like the world's first run, that's what was it? Goth got it, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, it was either Goth, and I know it wasn't Broman because Broman wasn't there because he couldn't get back on, so they 5-man the first section of the raid.
That was dumb.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Just to answer chat there, Giggles. No, we haven't seen the Jotun yet or the sniper, the Izanami's Burden. We don't know where they're from yet. We assume the forges, but we don't know. They might not be accessible until Tuesday, right? Another one might come out on Tuesday.
Yeah, we don't know when any of the new weapons are coming out. Yeah. I hope it's soon.
It's hard to say because the bow started dropping from the forges, which everybody thought was a bug because it was showing in the system as a quest reward. Which apparently it's not. Apparently it's not a quest reward. So according to Bungie. So who knows? Like we have no idea.
What's funny is I've seen a million YouTube videos at this point saying, "Oh, check out this quest reward exotic. Here's the quest. Look, we've data mined the quest." And then they're like, but wait, it's not a quest exotic? Like, I don't know what Bungie's doing in their API, but they're fucking with these people so hard. And I
that's
love it.
Another thing they might be doing, right? Or it could be just in the API listed as a quest reward, and then Bungie decided not to make it a request reward and just never updated the API because they don't need to for the weapon to drop, right? Because there's a bunch of stuff in the API system for things Bungie has invented but never put into the game, including weapons, armor, consumables, stuff like that. So.
The Wardcliff Coil, OG Wardcliff Coil, was in Destiny 1's code because it was meant to be a gun that came out in the Taken King, but it got delayed.
Yeah. Well, it was... They were trying to balance it the whole time because they couldn't get the thing balanced.
Yeah. It got super delayed.
Yeah. Because the original shot a missile that like shot out missiles or something like that. It was weird.
It originally was the same exact thing, but the thing was it didn't hold one ammo that shot 40 shots. It held 40 shots, and that was how they worked.
Yeah, they just kind of spread out.
So it was essentially an explosive LMG more than it was a rocket launcher.
So which is trying to balance that was a little weird. Yeah, I can understand why they had to delay that one. Personally, though the Jotun looks interesting, I want the sniper rifle that can one-tap someone by shooting them in the foot.
I do want that one so bad.
Because that just sounds like fun.
It's going to be super good. That's definitely
hoping it has a good
burden.
Or be frustrating to fight against. But I'm sure, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Things don't need to be incredibly balanced always. It'll be fine.
No, weapons don't always need to be balanced, but Bungie does like them to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm really excited for the last word quest coming out at the end.
Woo, yes. I finally replaced my sniper rifle that I accidentally broke down. I got a Fate Cries Foul with snapshot sights outlaw and a masterwork for handling.
Nice.
That's going to go real good with that last word. It's not perfect. I would rather replace outlaw with moving target because I have a shadow... the long shadow, that's what it's called, with snapshot, moving target, and a handling masterwork, and that thing is so good. So it's almost the perfect role for me, but definitely close enough that I can pair it with the last word and be happy.
I've got to try out my my Terra Gaze that I got, because the one I've got has quick draw, which is super useful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kill clip, which is also kind of nice, and it's got a handling masterwork on it as well. So I kind of want to try that out. Pair that with that stupid exotic shotgun. Go for
Lord of Wolves.
Build. No, not the Lord of Wolves. The slug one.
Chaperone.
Yeah, that's it. Chaperone.
Okay. Oh my god! Wait. Oh, I need to go to the bathroom, but I want to talk about my PvP setup because it's super
apparently someone discovered some kind of greasy things you can do with a hunter. If you use the middle tree for the void, the spectral blades.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. So, if you get a critical hit, you go invisible.
You go invisible
if you crouch.
Apparently, if you use a certain exotic helmet, not only does it extend the invisibility, it extends the you can see people through walls for the same length. So it goes from like 9 seconds to 12, which is a good jump, right?
Yeah, that's pretty.
And
then
if
being
you
able to
add
send that
in
together.
the pickup perks for ammo, one for a shotgun, one for a sniper. Instead of getting 1 round when you pick up ammo, you'll actually get 2 for both for your weapons.
Really?
Yeah. So
Oh.
you can start killing people and then, sniping people. And if they rush you, if you get a precision kill, 1, you can see them through the wall, so you can just pull out your shotgun to kill them with it. And 2, if you have a gaze like I do with kill clip, once you reload, you can shoot them in the leg, and it's a 1-shot kill.
That's insane.
As I said, a little greasy, so I want to give that a
bit,
try.
I mean, it takes skill to do that kind of shit.
Yes. You need to get 1 precision shot with your sniper, and then you're kind of good to go.
And then that procs it, and you don't even have to get precision kills. It's just kills in general, right?
Just kill after that point, yeah.
Yeah.
So you just shoot someone in the leg with the sniper, and it's with kill clip, and they're dead. So, yay. So I gotta try that out on my hunter, which means I actually have to go and unlock another subclass that's not the gun, because I have not unlocked anything on my hunter that isn't the knives or the golden gun.
All right, so Copper brought up the chaperone about 5 minutes ago, which means I need to talk about my favorite PvP build ever.
Do it.
All right, so there is a new PvP build that is sweeping the nation.
What class?
It's for hunters.
Oh! I think you've seen the same thing I did.
It's called Crouching Tiger, Hidden Shotgun.
Oh yeah, where you do the sniper rifle and chaperone, and then you go invisible. Yeah, Copper.
Oh, you don't need it. I use chaperone and a hand cannon.
Oh yeah, okay.
Well, I'm gonna use the gaze with kill clip on it, so I can just.
This is very good.
Let's just start one tapping people in the knee.
I just like going invisible and seeing where everybody is, and then getting another kill, and just continuing.
Yeah, that is always nice.
Be right back again.
Are you pairing it with the exotic helmet so it extends your invisibility and you're seeing through walls?
I don't know. We had to leave again. We know what we're doing here, guys. We're very professional. Everything's fine.
I'm not sure that applies to any of us in any aspects of our life.
Yeah, probably not. What is professional etiquette? Please, someone teach me how to be professional.
Comfy will be, professional when he gets out of school and gets a job. He'll be professional there.
Yeah.
We'll probably still be idiots on the internet, though.
I'm always going to be an idiot. God damn it. Idiot on the internet. Idiot on the internet. It's a sentence that
it will always be foreign to English. That's what I've learned.
Yeah. Words are hard. Fuck you. All right. Look. Words are very hard.
They're a little hard. Depends on the word.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to be diving into whatever new goodness D2 has to offer Tuesday. I don't really have any other plans for the rest of the week. I know Sunday I'll be continuing this XCOM playthrough. People and me are really enjoying it. People like it when I make their character do cool things.
Yeah, that's the great thing for it. You can, kind of involve chat in it.
Oh yeah, they love it. It's great.
Which is a great thing. It's the same same thing that people find with the Pokemon games, right? Where you can involve chat by naming your Pokemon and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I was doing that with Temtem. Ooh, I should do Temtem at some point again. That's fun. I also bought one of my favorite RPGs of all time. I bought Elder Scrolls Oblivion, so that's incoming. So I basically have until February 15th to fill in with whatever is backlogged. So it'll be me keeping up with Destiny, possibly some multiplayer shenanigans with buddies, and then catching up with stuff that I haven't got a chance to play yet.
I want
Although
to
at
get
this
back into
point,
Monster Hunter too.
yeah, I kind of want to do that too. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing an Elder Scrolls Oblivion at some point and see how that goes.
I also just
love that
picked up
game.
a couple of copies of Black Desert Online when it was on sale for like $5 because I gave one to the girlfriend.
Oh, nice.
So I've been playing that. It's interesting. It has a better combat system than pretty much any other MMO I've played because it's active combat, like fully. Especially if you play the combat with a controller, because it's literally just button combos at that point, which is great.
Yeah, I tried to get into that. They did a free weekend months ago. Like this was a long time ago, and I tried to get into it, and it just didn't grab me.
They've redone a good section of the game, redone the graphics and everything like that. Now that's what's coming up. Like it comes up as Black Desert Online Remastered, so there's no subscription fee.
Okay.
It's just the one-time purchase. So I was like, it's on for $5. I'll pick it up for $5. You know,
yeah.
Even if I only play it for like 4 hours, it's still $5. Like it's more than worth my money.
Black Desert's a really fun game.
So I spent a couple hours in that, just to tool around in that.
Curious as to what kind of
character creator is insane.
Yeah, I did notice that. It took.
Fun fact, there was a video going around a couple of years ago that was like, this is the best character creator in the world, and it's for a Korean MMO.
Yes.
And it was Black Desert's character creator.
Yeah. And like they actually released the character creator before the game came out by itself. So people could play with it. Because it was that in depth. Like there's enough to
insane.
do.
That's pretty cool.
Like when you're playing with like the face, there's like 8 regions on the lips alone that you can kind of tweak around and stuff like that. There's a huge
I don't
number of places.
remember, you know, I didn't pay that much attention to it.
Well, if you're just trying it, you're just going to skip through the character creator just to see if the game's fun, right?
Right.
It's interesting because a lot of the things that pull me out of MMOs is I don't like a lot of the combat.
That's my problem with a lot of them.
Because like Destiny is a pseudo MMO, but I like the combat because I like the way that the shooting works. I like the mechanics. Like,
and you're constantly active in it. It's not click this, wait for it to do the animation, click something else.
Wait for the cooldown.
Well, that cooldown goes off. It's active the whole time.
But then like Black Desert Online, I don't know what it is. It's the female version of the ninja. Of course.
I can't pronounce most of the names.
I just forgot what the classes are called. But so I played that and I absolutely adored it because it was like I was just playing a hack and slash game.
Yep. Yeah, I'm playing as a dark knight, which is female knight with a giant sword who uses magic, and it's sword combos the whole time. Like with this giant sword, it's great.
I think I played as the basic tank knight, man. I don't remember.
But yeah, the sword and shield, yeah.
Yeah, I liked the combat. I thought it was fun.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what I find. Most
I'm the
MMOs
Dark Knight.
don't
What's up, Nova? Hi.
Grab me or just kind of lose a lot of people is that their combat really hasn't evolved, mechanic wise.
Well, it's like look at what are the top MMOs right now. Look at Star Wars: The Old Republic. Look at Lord of the Rings Online. Look at WoW. It's all the same combat.
Yeah, it's just a different skin, basically on the same game.
That's like, and that's for MMO people. That's amazing. They love it. Like that's awesome for them. Like I have no quarrels with what.
But there's a reason that MMO subscriptions have died out. There's a reason that their player pools have gotten smaller. Is because people got tired of that form of game. You have a hardcore group of people who will always be there for that type of game, for that type of combat, for that experience.
Exactly.
But once you've done it, like let's say you played WoW, right, for 5-6 years, you're probably less likely to go try, another MMO that has the same combat system that doesn't really offer anything new.
Right.
Because you've been there, right?
Right.
It's why 100%. You see a lot of MMO players looking for that great MMO that's, the next thing in MMO's evolution, and it's not there yet. Like no one's made it. And it's weird because everybody's still kind of following in the footsteps of WoW.
Well, it's because everybody saw WoW and they were like, "Wow, this works." Which is great. Like that was the first
big one that really had a huge appeal to everybody.
Well, what was the other one that like really took off before WoW?
There was a couple. There was EverQuest.
I think EverQuest might be what I'm thinking of.
And there was another one too. People still play it as well.
RuneScape?
No,
RuneScape was post.
Yeah. No, was it Camelot something?
No, I'm probably thinking of EverQuest.
I know. There's EverQuest. That was a big one, but there was another one that created both of them. That was more of a like European type of fantasy still. Let's just do this. Google old MMOs.
Wow.
Easy way to find it.
Cheats! You must recall it from your brain, or else it
Dark
is
Age
not
of Camelot. That's the one I was thinking.
Dark Age
that
of Camelot. I've never heard of that. Is that because I'm not old like you?
Probably.
Yeah, I got to get my.
Hey, listen, I'm the youngest one here. I have heard of that. So. Yeah.
Plus, there's also Ultima Online. That was another really.
Thank you, Giggles.
Ultima was like, oh yeah.
Thank you.
But like, I think the only like MMO that I can think of right now that's not. Well, there's two. I don't think Final Fantasy 14 has that combat system of like point and click.
It does.
It does. Okay.
I've played Final Fantasy 14. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very clicky still. I couldn't get into it because of the combat.
Yeah. Then
I got really into that game for a few months.
The only like modern MMO that I can think of that doesn't have that is Eve. But Eve Online's combat. Eve Online isn't meant to be an MMO where you fight things. It's supposed to be a real life simulator.
Yeah, Eve is weird. It predates WoW as well, by a year.
Isn't that the spaceship one?
Yes, Eve is the spaceship one where people invest a lot of real money into it, and then your shit can actually be stolen.
Oh my god!
The best example is the guy who set up the bank. It was a player-run bank. And he eventually got all these people to invest money into the bank. He ran it like a real bank, right? With, investing in different areas and whatnot of the commerce system, and people would get interest on their amounts and stuff. And then one day he closed the bank and took all the money. And there was nothing that the staff of Eve could do about it because it was completely player run. And they're like, well, too bad for you people. And he walked away with thousands upon thousands of dollars. Like, it was an insane amount of money. He walked because Eve allows you to, I don't know if they still do. You can cash out.
You can't cash out, but you can. The big thing was you can use in-game currency to pay for your subscription. That was the first. It was the first game to do that, where if you played long enough, you could use that. So people were able to equate in-game currency to real money.
And people will buy in-game items for real money in secondary markets.
Yes.
And they don't really, unlike things like WoW, who kind of look down and stuff like that, a lot of MMOs did. Eve doesn't care. So he was basically able to turn everything he took into like real world cash kind of thing. Yeah. He also bought like this massive ship and went off somewhere and said, if you don't like it, come and get me. So he did that too.
Yeah. Stand-up guy, really.
But super
good. My favorite thing, so the way you play Eve is you go in and you get a job at a corporation. These are player-run corporations. There's no NPCs. Everything is player-run. You have to get a job at an actual company, and then
I don't know anything about these games.
And then you have to earn real money. It's
very strange. It's a very strange experience.
It's amazing.
And then there's clans in the game. So what people have found is that sometimes you get someone from a clan who's not super well known, and he'll start a new account and join a rival faction's company and work his way up through the company and then sabotage it from the inside out.
No, so my favorite thing was the big story of that happening was somebody made an alt account and got a job as literally like a mail guy, like literally the fucking mail room at this corporation. Worked there for years. I'm not even kidding. Like years plural. Like he spent that much time devoted to this because this corporation pissed him off somehow. I forget exactly what the story is, but he got annoyed at them. And so he spent years planning his revenge, and then he becomes like one of the heads of the corporation after years of consistent playtime, and then he takes everything and runs. And I don't mean like he takes everything like, oh, he took all the money and like left and like left them abandoned. He took all their resources, all of their ships. He opened the gates to his corporation to come and steal everything.
That's amazing.
So
he Trojan horsed these guys. It's incredible. Like the lengths that these people will go to.
Yeah. And there's another account where someone kind of did the same thing. And arranged a battle with a rival guild that he was actually secretly a part of. And then basically when they all met in space to, fight each other, he kind of turned off his side's abilities to fight because he had control of a bunch of the warships. He just went, nope.
Like it's real life, like sabotage, and like it's all these people doing these incredible things. And I'm just like, oh my God. Oh, you have.
Eve is populated by the worst type of people.
Oh my God. That sounds like a game I want to get invested in.
But the problem is you need to be very invested in Eve.
Yeah, insanely invested. And the game is super complex.
Yeah.
Especially the economy system, because it's all player run. It's insanely complex.
You have spreadsheets.
Yeah.
If you're playing this game. And I'm not saying like, oh, you have spreadsheets if you're playing it like super hardcore. Like if you are playing this game, you have spreadsheets because you need them. I watched a video on the introduction to Eve's shipbuilding, the base mechanic in the game. It was 20 minutes long. I was lost in 30 seconds.
Wow.
Like,
the game is not for anybody who doesn't want to dive neck deep.
It is not for the faint of heart, but for the people it's amazing. And like, I will never.
Yeah, that's what I love. Niche titles like that, like when it's like, yo, you're either gonna love this or you're gonna hate it. Those are great titles because it means that they've made serious design choices.
Like I
rather
love
than let things be watered down and be kind of
as a concept.
Yeah, it's an MMO for a certain genre, for a certain type of customer. And there's nothing else like it.
Right.
Unlike WoW, where there's, 10
Lotro and SWTOR and
just it's like, oh, you don't like WoW because you don't like fantasy? Okay, here's a sci-fi.
Right.
So
okay.
I'm waiting for a really great crossover between an MMO and a game like Diablo, where it's a constant loot grind, constant loot drops, that type of thing.
Would be fun.
And it's, still, the third person over the shoulder from an MMO. And it's a shared world
please,
type of
with like action gameplay controls, because I hate Diablo on computer. Like the clickiness. Like it's why I don't like League of Legends. I don't like.
Did you see the little thing that got leaked from Blizzard about what Diablo 4 was like for a short period of time?
No.
Where it was over the shoulder. So it was third person Diablo.
Oh. I hope.
And they're like, nah.
The thing is, like, I'm not saying that they should release it as Diablo 4, but that could work as a Diablo game.
That would work as a Diablo style game.
I would play that. I would enjoy it.
Hell out of. They would jump right on that, like 100%. Yeah. I don't know why nobody's made that type of game yet.
Okay.
It's funny too because like if you've ever played Diablo 3 on console, it's exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
Like
Diablo 3 on console is great.
I enjoyed it a lot more.
Is a completely different game, which is amazing. Like I love when you have a game put out on two platforms and it's vastly different on each platform. Like if you play Overwatch.
Well, here's the thing though. Diablo on PC plays like console if you plug a controller in.
Does it? I didn't know you could plug a controller in.
It's the controller that makes the difference. It's so much better with a controller. That Diablo is so set up to play with a controller because the movement now goes to your analog stick.
Yeah,
and that's
which
one of the biggest annoyances I have with Diablo games is I don't want to point and click to move. If I can use my thumb to move around and do all my attacks, great.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like playing League of Legends. Copper, me and you were talking about this on Twitter. I like playing Smite because of the action combat. I hate playing League of Legends because I lose my mouse. I lose my mouse cursor on screen. And it's frustrating and I don't like it. And it makes it hard for me. So I don't enjoy it as much.
I couldn't get in the league because of the people. The level of complexity they expect you to learn from the get-go just to play the game to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no easing into it. And the graphics. It's just, I know they've improved them.
Graphics are fine,
but
I think.
For me, it's too far up. Everything's too small. I'd rather something like Smite where you're right there with your character. I prefer that a little bit better.
I like Smite.
I like Smite a lot.
Actually.
The only reason I don't really like Smite is because it's literally League of Legends, but just a different angle.
Yeah,
that's why I like it.
It's not as complex with the building of stuff, which is
it is
nice.
a bit easier. Yeah,
you can set it for auto build on that and still be fine. Unlike
you can customize your own auto build too.
Yeah, yes, you can.
Pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
The reason I didn't really like League was because when I started playing it, the people who were like, "Oh, come on, you should definitely play this game with us. It'll be so much fun." About 5 minutes later, they were like, "Why don't you have boots? What the fuck do you mean I need boots?"
Like, what are you talking about? It's like well, you need to buy stuff. You never explained this to me. Like, this is new information.
Why are you getting out from under tower? What do you mean under tower? What the fuck does this mean?
Like, yeah, you're using phrases that make no sense to someone who started playing this
literally 10 minutes ago. Like, and it's like, God, FF at 20. What the fuck do you mean? This is my first game of League, and you're yelling at me because I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah, it's very complicated.
With League, especially, if you play a different style than other people who randomly get put onto your team, they're like, "You're playing wrong." It's like, "No, I'm playing this way." It's like, "Well, I want to play this way. You have to play this way with me." No.
Like I've had a handful of great games in that game, and it was because I was playing support with a character who was playing ADC very well alongside me. We fucking ran shit for a couple games. Other than that, I get fucking duked on because I don't know how to play. You know what I mean? It's just like, whatever. I'm out. Smite, I was much more able to get a decent grasp on it. Not because of the simplicity. Different. Although Smite is a little simpler.
You know what's
actually a tutorial. They have an actual tutorial that teaches you shit.
That helps. I mean, so does League.
League does too. No, you know what's actually a really good MOBA that everybody passes over for no reason? Is Heroes of the Storm.
Yes, Heroes is nice, but don't expect it to be around for more than a year.
Heroes of the Storm just got shut down.
That's what I mean. Don't expect it to stick around for a long time because they've basically pulled almost every dev off the game and canceled at last minute's notice all the championships and stuff like that.
Well, that's fun.
Everybody's deving mobile Diablo right now.
So people are a little pissed off about that, but what can you do?
I mean, I totally get it because you have this community that's been super active and loving everything that Blizzard's doing and very supportive of all the moves that they're making. And Blizzard decides, fuck those guys.
Yeah. Plus, they basically shut down all of the player-run tournaments for the game when they first came out with their tournament system. So everybody stopped running, their own tournaments. And then Blizzard out of nowhere says, "Oh yeah, our tournaments are now canceled. There's no more leagues. Go home."
What's funny is they keep pushing for Overwatch League super hard.
They are.
And I really like Overwatch, and I think that Overwatch League is a genius idea.
But it's a difficult game to watch.
It's very hard to spectate it.
Yeah, especially the way they do it, because they're looking at teams playing rather than following a certain player around.
Exactly. Right? And it's because it's 3D, it's much it's much harder to play. Like even Counter-Strike is a first-person shooter, but everyone's on the ground level. You don't have Farah up in the sky like memeing on people.
Or Widow over here, you know, Junkrat's not doing an explosive jump, and you know, you're not trying to follow Winston when he, you know, leaps forward and people are like, where are we going? Like,
like
it's now suddenly his point of view. So there's a lot of issues with watching Overwatch that makes it difficult. I hope it takes off, but I think it's going to struggle a little bit.
Yeah, they just keep pushing Overwatch and like not caring about the other game that everybody's like, yo, support us, please. And then because of that, like now you have this split community. Like I think Blizzard is just kind of going down the drain. I'm pretty sure everybody does, but like
it's not Blizzard's fault. Activision apparently is taking more of an active role in the company, which is causing some.
Are you saying they're having more of an active vision?
No, that's the problem. Activision doesn't have any vision.
Yeah, they have visions of sugar plums and dollar bills.
Yeah,
they have dollar bill visions. Yeah. I do have to.
Yeah, I gotta wrap it up soon.
I know Gail as well. I have to go visit my parents because, as I mentioned before,
Same,
it is my dad's
one
birthday.
of my mom's. Oh, nice. All right. Well, before you go, Copper, where can people find you on? Well, quick off. Next week, Gurren Lagann. And it'll be the same time, 2 p.m. Eastern. We're a little bit late this week because of I was on a different thing. Next week, 2 p.m. Eastern. Gurren Lagann discussion.
If anybody wants to follow along and has not seen the show.
Yes.
Or even if you have seen the show, it's worth a second watch.
First 3 episodes, we will be here to discuss. And then we'll probably ramble on about different things, including video games afterwards.
As we normally do.
Copper,
and I'm
gonna find you. Looking for me, you can find me on Twitter or Instagram, CopperLionArt or CopperLion Designs. Just look for my logo if anybody's familiar with it. You can find me here on Mixer as well at CopperLionArt. I am on occasionally, usually when I'm not as busy as I am currently. Though I do hope to start doing more evening drawing streams just because I want to spend some time every night practicing my artwork.
Do it.
Getting stuff done for that. So
do the thing.
Other than that, you can usually find me in Dale's chat moderating. Comfy, where can everybody find you at?
Oh man, you can find me a lot of places. You can find me, the ComfyGamer, at mixer.com/ComfyGamer, or you can find me at twitter.com slash the ComfyGamer, because I like to add the in front of my name.
And Dale?
You can find me at mixer.com/Mr. Vengeance. I stream pretty much every day except Mondays. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Vengeance X7. I tweet and I'm on Instagram pretty regularly.
Yeah, Dale does a lot of regular posts on Instagram. Anybody who's
I was just looking at that. I'm creeping up on like 200 posts.
Nice.
Yeah,
I've got to post more to there, but for me, I need to produce work to post. So because I did finish a job, I should have some new stuff up on Instagram soon. Anybody's curious to look at things. For an Australian streamer, actually.
Thank you, John. Thank you, bud.
Fun.
Thank you.
I believe she's partnered as well here on Mixer.
Nice.
All right. Well, that's going to do it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next week. And yeah, bye.